Hey guys, have you ever wanted to learn how to draw faster? Well, I'm going to tell you. So, on my last video, I got a comment saying that I draw very quickly, which I've been told before. I used to think I was slow at drawing. I was like, oh my god, I gotta get faster, I gotta get faster. And then somehow I got there, and I am going to teach you how to get there as well. So, firstly, when you're drawing, try to, instead of putting down several different lines to create one line, just put down one. This will probably involve a lot of Control Z if you are a digital artist, but the more you practice, the easier it will get to put down one line instead of several lines. One, it makes your lines look quicker. Two, it saves you time as you get more practiced at it. And three, it trains your mind to put down fewer lines and save you time. Next, when you are sketching and doing your underdrawings, be gestural. Focus on the motion rather than getting every single detail correct. Your drawings will have a lot of impact if you're focusing on the line of motion, momentum, all that good gesture drawing crap that you can look up elsewhere. Maybe I'll talk about that in a later video. But when you begin with that clear gesture, instead of focusing on the details, you learn to suggest the form quicker and you don't get stuck on those little details. And then you can pump out more drawings more quickly. And they will be just as beautiful as focusing on the details first. That brings me to my next point perfectly. When you are drawing, start big. Start pulled out from your drawing as far as possible so that you see the whole canvas. And you start laying out the composition, the gesture, your sketches, the perspective, and you just kind of look at the whole picture as it is. You look at the forest instead of the trees. You look at the whole composition rather than the details. It's a way to get basically the entire image finished instead of getting stuck on those details. I guess a lot of this video is just saying don't get stuck on the details, but it's fine to iterate that in multiple ways. This isn't to say detail is a bad thing, it's just they will slow you down when you're learning to draw quickly. I would recommend when you're beginning to learn how to pick up your speed with drawing is to stray away from the details, focus on the big picture first. Because once you have the skill of drawing quickly down, once you start working on details, you'll have learned to draw those quickly as well. And besides, if your composition or the whole big picture of what you're working on looks bad and you've put in all these beautiful fancy little details, you're going to have to get rid of all those details and redo them, which will slow you down. This is something that I learned working on my first webcomic, Sovereign, which, if you look at the first 4 chapters, they are awful. The art is terrible. Don't get me wrong, I'm very proud of my work with it. But they're terrible. Part of it was because I was learning how to draw quickly. I was not focusing on details at all. I was just getting down as many pages as I could. I think I had a goal of doing 50 colored pages within 2 or 3 months, which is it's a lot of work, especially for someone who's just learning. But by working on those pages, focusing on getting faster, I kept those skills, and now working on pages with lots of details, I've learned to, do every single part more quickly. The more you practice, the faster you'll get. I also find that at the beginning of a drawing session, I find that when I sit down for a drawing session at the beginning, things are very slow and stiff and lame. But as I keep drawing and keep working and get warmed up throughout the drawing session, I find things get a lot quicker. So, the more you practice and the longer you sit doing something, then the quicker it gets, the easier it gets. Like anything, you're building up a skill. Drawing quickly is not necessarily an inherent talent that people have. You can learn how to do it. So that's all my advice on drawing fast. I'll be real, I feel like I've missed something, but I don't know what it is, so that'll be saved for another video. So yeah, that concludes day 2 of the 100 Days of Making Comics challenge. So I'm finding like the hardest part of this really is the speaking. Like before recording this, Bones and I did maybe like 30 takes of just giggling and me forgetting to breathe. Like I just forgot to breathe there. So it's really hard. I need to learn how to like speak properly because apparently I just talk in my throat and I talk like a mouse and like I can't hear it when I'm talking, but when I'm like talking into a mic and I hear it back, it's the worst. And Bones is looking at me and giggling. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below. I'll make sure to answer them in the next video. I guess subscribe.
Just finish it.
Okay. Anyways, I'll see you in the